Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101, the Rock Station.
Rockin' 101, the Rock Station. What a perfect song to segue into our guest here, Ashleigh Banfield. Wild Child. The Wild Child calling from Connecticut. Good morning. How are you?
I'm the wild child. Clearly you have me mistaken for my 30-year-old self.
That's what it is. Well, I'm glad you could come on today, talking about a lot of things. Host of Banfield on News Nation, 9 p.m. Central. I mean, you've done it all. ABC News, CNN, Good Morning America, 2020, Nightline, a Gracie Award for Outstanding Anchor. And here you come on the Johnny Rock Show. Career low. There you go.
I would not call it that at all. I was like, up and spry and ready to go this morning, excited about this interview. What are you talking about? Do you know how big a deal you are?
Oh, stop it. You should be on the West Coast, not Connecticut. Like a schmoozy, but it's okay. I'll take it. I don't get enough of it. Now, we have to touch on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, just because we got a verdict. And I think the real loser is all of us for having to be subject to this. And, you tell me, what did we learn?
So there's two ways of looking at this. And one is the way you just put it. That was awful, what we just had to sit through, right? Really lousy. And I don't know why we did sit through it, other than I think maybe we might have needed a diversion. We've been through some pretty heavy stuff, in the last couple of months, and the news has been very upsetting. And so maybe that was the reason that we needed a diversion like that. But the other thing is we learned a lot from that, and I don't think it was a great lesson that we just learned. Because no matter what you think about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, or who you believe or who you don't, there was something that just played out publicly that I think is going to make a lot of women very afraid to go into a courtroom with their story, because Amber Heard received a ridiculously unfair amount of vitriol in a trial where both players were awful. But for whatever reason, most Americans decided she was worthy of scorn and not Johnny Depp. He had cheerleaders, and the social media lauded him as a big, shiny celebrity. But they didn't treat him the same way they treated her. And to me, that was tragic, because I do think it's going to be very, very difficult for domestic violence victims to come forward because of this.
Yeah, I think you're right. Hey, I'm as guilty as the next person when the fecal matter in the bed didn't help for morning guys on rock radio. We had a field day with that. But at the end of the day, I've said this before, there's nothing to joke about spousal abuse. And I've met Johnny Depp once in the Viper Room, of all places. Hey. And he was nice as can be.
And you're a legend.
But that was,
man,
25 years ago, and I couldn't tell you what he's like, but I can tell you that was a very dysfunctional relationship that played out. And you're right. I kind of, I'd go home at night and want to take a shower after watching it. It was a bit much.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, I think we all sort of felt that way, but I don't understand why the heaps of scorn weren't commensurate with, the evidence in the trial. It was just so unfair that only Amber Heard was publicly scorned after all of this, because I think there was plenty of scorn that should have been attributed to Johnny Depp as well.
Oh,
and it wasn't somehow celebrated.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully we can move on. And hey, you got them out of your backyard. You don't have to worry about that anymore. They weren't that close, but close enough. Well, let's talk about rising tide. The value of mentoring. Yeah. Now, this is great. You're mentoring others. You, of all people, you've reached the top of the hill and you're still willing to give. Do tell.
Well, you know something? After 34 years in TV news, I've built a heck of a Rolodex of friends who, are at the top of the game. And so I decided 7 months ago, you know what? I could scale all these, one-on-one mentor, sessions that I do with people. And I could get all of these famous friends of mine to sit for a free Zoom session with anybody who wants to join to get career advice, particularly in broadcasting. So I started calling up all my pals, and they all said yes. And I built already 18 months of sessions with all of these titans of industry. And it's been super great. The advice that they have given. I mean, Gayle King and Lisa Ling and Billy Bush and Bob Costas is coming up. Steve Wilkos is coming up. Lester Holt was amazing. Mika Brzezinski was fantastic. They've all just got really fantastic pearls of wisdom, not just for broadcasters, for anybody in any profession. It's just been really eye-opening.
Can I do my Lester Holt impersonation?
Yes.
I'm Lester Holt. Not bad. Ridiculous.
Terrible.
It is. Well, we try. I see on the list you have one of my favorite people who's been on the show many times, Jake Tapper. That guy's a piece of work. He's great.
So, I've got people on the list from every network. This is not, a favoritism thing. I mean, I literally am scanning, not even just, broadcast news. I'm moving into, different kinds of television broadcasting as well. Steve Wilkos is coming up June 14th, right, at 3 p.m. And he's not a TV news broadcaster, but he's got a fascinating path to his success. And he's got some great advice. P.S. He's one of the nicest guys ever. Steve Wilkos is just the sweetest person alive.
Yeah.
But, so it's one of those things where no matter what you do or what kind of broadcasting you do, it's all human dynamics, right? We're all just trying to get along in this world and make our way and do right, do well, and hopefully put the dinner on the table. And this is the kind of advice that I'm finding from all of these broadcasters. It has very little to do with broadcasting and has everything to do with how to get ahead in life.
Yeah, that's true. And where does one find right if we want to try to get involved and be a mentor?
Yeah. Listen, you can go to any one of these for free. It's at newsnationnow.com/rising-tide. Super easy. If you go to newsnationnow.com, you'll find not only the /rising tide, but you'll also find the channel finder, which for St. Cloud is just look up St. Cloud, and that's where you'll find the channel where News Nation is in your market. But
sure,
it's super easy to do, and then Rising Tide's free. You can just sign up, and then you get all of these for free. You can join them live. You can submit your questions for these guys, and then you can also look at the past ones because we put the recordings of the past mentors on the website.
Well, that's fantastic, and what you're doing is great work. And look at that, you've done it all. Host of Banfield on News Nation, 9 p.m. Central Time. I'm Lester Holt. Ashleigh Banfield.
I'm Johnny Rock.
Oh, hey, you do that better than I do. You're welcome back anytime. Needless to say, hopefully we won't have to subject ourselves to a Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial to get you to come back. But you have an open invitation, and you just keep on keeping on. Okay.
Thanks so much. I'm going to take you up on that.
Okay. Hello. Wow. She sweetheart, and talented, and a success, big success. But couldn't wait to hang up on old Lester Holt.
The Johnny Rock Show. Rockin' 101. The Rock